Please don't hate me. Going to church is going to make you a better person. Going to church will make you as better a person as going to the hospital makes me a doctor. People spend a lot of time judging Christians for not being what they say that they're supposed to be, being hypocrites. But I think what we neglect to tell people is that we are also imperfect. We are imperfect people all on a journey together. Not to say that I bask in my imperfection, but consider me like someone who does training. You know, you work and you work and you work and you build and you build and you build. You progress. That's all I believe that Christianity is about, or should be about, is progression. Number 2, we all think the same, and that all our cultural differences, segments of faith, etc. will send us to hell if we don't agree. Some churches I've been to, it's like, well, if you don't have my doctrine or you don't have my perspective on things, then you're not going to heaven. But there are some fundamentals that I believe that us as Christians should have to really classify as Christian, to be honest. Number 3, Christians know and understand everything. We don't know everything. We don't understand everything that's in the Bible because we ultimately are not God. But we are on this journey. Me personally, my experience and the reason why I have the faith and what many would tag Christian is because of Jesus and because of my relationship with God. I feel that there is a total difference between religion and relationship, which we'll get into in another time. Number 4, all Christians get along. That is another lie. We don't all get along. We're humans, we're imperfect, we're many of us are different. We don't always agree and we don't always get along. Another point to make on that is that just because we don't get along doesn't mean that we aren't going to heaven. I do believe that God loves even my enemies, and I don't wish bad on anybody. It's very hard to get to a place where you'll be happy if someone who has done you wrong, someone who isn't nice, gets a good life and goes to heaven. But in my heart of hearts, that's not the kind of God that I would want to serve, that would want to send people to hell that I choose, even though it would make me happy. So for me, the reality is, even though many of us would be happy and jump up and down about it, I think we might bump into a few of the people that we don't get on with in heaven. Number 5, we are human just like you. We have flaws. We aren't these aliens with the weird smiley faces and the odd kind of expressions. We go through the same emotions. We have the same pain. We go on the same journey that you would go on. Except the only difference is that we definitely do believe that God exists, and that Jesus is the Son of God. And you know, for me, my humanity, I think, is one of the things that makes my faith more beautiful, that I can be as much human and go through human experiences. Number 6, you don't have to commit to our faith if what you try out doesn't work. What do I mean by that? You know, there's no harm in going to a church. You know, at the end of the day, I feel like some people feel like if they go to church, they're going to get infected with the Christian bug. And to be honest, if you try it and you don't like it, what's the problem? You know, I don't feel like I have to vouch for God. If God reveals himself to you personally, that's your personal journey, and I feel like it has to be a journey for it to be true. For me, it has been a journey, and I have had experiences with divine encounters, and I will go into that at another time. But those are the things that have solidified my faith in God's existence. I've seen wonders, miracles. I know who God is, and that's why I'm on this journey. But I don't feel like I have to go and try and convince anyone else. I feel like that job is God's job. But that being said, I feel like our generation and the generation coming up are a little bit closed-minded to God and open to everything else because of how church has portrayed God to be. There's no pressure, and you don't have to go to church to know who God is either. You can meet God in your bedroom. You can meet God on the street. You can meet God at work. He's everywhere. Number 7. Sometimes we have doubts too. Believe it or not, we have doubts about things. We don't understand everything, so there will be questions. With me, when I have doubts about something, I don't write it off completely. I question, I investigate, I research. I don't just say, oh, that means let's chuck the whole book away. I actually go out and I make the research. And some things have been confirmed to me. Some things I've had to kind of research and I found the answers that I needed. But it's a journey. And so I don't feel ashamed or embarrassed about being honest about the fact that sometimes I have doubts about some things. And that's fine. I think that's part of the process of growth, relationship, journey. You know, for me, that's what makes my faith what it is today. So there you go. Now, let me just put this at the end before I get attacked, right? Not all church folks lie, but these are things I've noticed that Christians omit or neglect to clarify when we have certain discussions, and that's why I've done this post. I truly hope that you have been uplifted, inspired and encouraged by this. You don't have to be a Christian to watch this channel. So please, I hope that if you are watching, keep watching. I hope you enjoy. And you can share. You don't have to agree with me as well. So if you do feel like you want to leave a comment and you don't agree, comment below. Bye.